All right, let's get the 30. All right. Peace to the family. This is Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. Y'all joining us for another episode of We're Talking Real Estate. So we're gonna go ahead and do our introductions as normal. Go ahead and get everything going, and I'm gonna go ahead and start it off right now. Let's just go ahead and go clockwise, because I rearranged the banners anyway. So let me go ahead and get it started. All right. So again, my name is Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. It's at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Please go ahead and subscribe, like. Don't forget, I got a contest running right now. If I can get the 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, I'm giving out a $150 cash out at the end of the year, so December 31st. So go ahead, please. I need 600 more subscribers to get to 1,500. We're gonna make baby steps, man. So again, that's at Billionaire Loan Officer on YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe and get my followers up. Like, subscribe, engage, man. So www.applywithb.com if you're ready to actually apply for a mortgage or you want to book me for a consultation. Also, you can call me 832-775-8357. You can call me 24/7 as long as it's about business. The new website that's kind of partially up, but you can go straight to my HAR website, www.brandonbdixon.com. I'm a luxury agent as well. So if you want to list, you want to represent you as a buyer, find your property, you want to lease, or you want to invest, and I can finance you, go to brandonbdixon.com. Also, you can check my rates 24/7. Rates have dropped a little bit today. Go to what's today's rates. I'm still beating everybody. So if you're over a 7% rate right now, you need to go ahead and talk to me. You need to seriously book me for a consultation, man. I definitely could get you better than that. Doors and Dolls, the event coming to January 6th is going to be a web event. So go ahead and sign up now. I'm going to do the event right this week so you can get your tickets. And if you're not a part of the investment club, you need to go ahead and do that this year. www.cocinvestmentclub.com. We got some new things coming out for 2024. So we're going to announce that at the event. CJ, go ahead and get the party started.
All right, let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's CJ, the realtor, broker, owner of Greenwood Realty Group down here in Houston, Texas. Give me a follow on social media at CJ Sales Texas. That is CJSELLSTX. Give me a follow. Let's collab on there. Check out our website, greenwoodrealtytx.com. If you're a buyer interested in what's available on the market, if you're a seller wondering what the value of your home is, we have the tools on there for you. And also, if you're an agent looking to level up and join a brokerage firm full of killers, check out greenwoodrealtytx.com. Of course, we got the YouTube channel, CJ the Realtor, where we're doing our luxury home tours, showing you some of the nicest homes in Houston. Go on there and give me a subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff to get those numbers up. And then, of course, we give back our mentorship program, the Mansa Academy, where we teach our young men knowledge of self-improvement, and entrepreneurship. If you're interested in learning more or donating, go to the website, themansaacademy.org.
Got you, Patrick. I got you queued up.
Sweet. Hello, everybody. Patrick Chevalier III. You can find me at www.chevalierwealth.com, as you see right there on the screen. Also on all the social media platforms. On YouTube, you can find us at Chevalier Wealth. There, every week, we do a weekly market commentary. We talk about what happened in the markets this past week and what's coming up this week and what to look for. More importantly, recently, we started a portfolio themes. We do that once a week, and we talk about areas of opportunities in the markets that you should take a look at based on the numbers, right? We do what the numbers tell us to do.
Got you. Barry B, I got you queued up. Man, I organized these banners. They flowing smooth.
All right, this is Barry B with Keller Williams Professionals. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Houston and surrounding areas, give me a call, 832-786-1270, or you can go to, you can Google me at Homes by Barry B. Google me. I'm on all platforms, YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter. Um, I'm on all the what's that? TikTok, Instagram. So let's talk about it, and let's get you to accomplish your goals.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's go ahead and kick the show off real quick. I got a few videos that I want to react to and get everybody's expertise on here shortly. But everybody's been first of all, I want to say this before I get started. Like my prologue is that I've never seen it. I don't know if you gentlemen ever seen it this tight. I've seen. I know I went through 2008. Saying I don't really remember the 90s or anything like that. That was kind of before my time as far as I was, in high school and college in the 90s. But I remember 2008. It really didn't affect Texas like this. So have you ever seen before like this on the pulse of the streets where everybody's tightening up? Where nobody's really spending no money. I think I seen a video the other day, like they showed Black Friday 2018, and then busting down the doors. And they showed Black Friday this past Black Friday, and they had like one dude.
Right. I saw one of those.
So I mean, have you? I'll open the panel up before we get to start on this video. Have you ever seen it this tight before? Anybody? Not all at the same time, now.
Me personally, no, I have not. Typically, I see it on a case-by-case basis, right? Especially working with my clients, right? It depends on what folks are actually dealing with in their personal lives in regard to work, taking care of elderly parents, things like that make you want to tighten your belt strap. But this last 12, 18 months, I think a lot of people last year, especially their investment accounts were down quite a bit because the market took a big hit, right? Inflation went up, so the cost of everything is going up, and you can pretty much see it across the board. With the folks who make average income, and then with the folks who make 2 or 3 times the average income, everything's going up. So I think everybody's starting to feel it, especially in this holiday season, right?
Right. I mean, I've seen ebbs and flows, but I'm saying on every level that everything is tightening up. Every level, people are tightening up on the streets. People are tightening up middle class. I mean, only certain people are buying homes. It's like the inventory shortage. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that's real super duper tight right now. And then I've never seen inflation. Of course, none of us have seen inflation like this in our lifetime since the 70s. We were probably either infants or like early 80s. So we didn't experience it like this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The difference between now and 2008, 2009 is the economy is probably in a lot worse position now than it was then. Even though it's like more on the bank side, this is a nationwide economic issue here. So we got the inflation, we got the high interest rates, we got the home prices that are still going up too. So it's a combination of all that that's slowing people down.
Gotcha. So Barry, you want to chime in on this? How you been seeing it lately? I think money usually flows around this time.
Usually, even if it does tighten up, it seems like around this time of the year, the holidays, people seem to find or get deeper in.
Yeah.
They either find extra money or they get deeper in debt around this time because of the holidays. But yeah, I haven't seen it like this.
Right. This is probably the tightest I've ever seen it. And
I haven't even been to the stores and stuff.
But I'll say even as tight as it is, people are still buying. Like we still got bidding wars in December.
Oh yeah.
So it ain't like things are just there's no motion at all. Things are happening. It's just not on the same scale as it used to be.
This is what I've been seeing. I've been pre-qualifying people, and they under contract the next day because they're getting the house that they want because nobody's out there getting it.
Right.
And they're getting it at a good deal. You know what I mean? So I've been pre-qualifying. Boom, here goes the house at a great deal. $10,000 off, $20,000 off. I had one that got a duplex at appraised at $280. He got it for $240. It was listed at like $269. So they get these deals right now and getting equity in these homes. So if you trying to buy right now is this little window right now between now and March before the Feds. I think that we're gonna look at this in a second, but I think the Feds are destined to do their first cut in March, and then I think that coupled with income tax time, bam, here goes the floodgates again. You bringing a whole bunch of people in the market. Then all right, what they gonna do? Oh, that deal that you thought you was gonna get, nope, that's gone.
Yep.
You know, so I think you got a little bitty window between now and like March to get these deals, man. These deals ain't gonna last too long, man. You know, so and I've been seeing like some good deals, pre-qual deal, like right quick, and that's how I've been kind of getting it and going.
Yeah, but at the same time, Houston is hyper local too, so it could be an area with like that, and then across the street or a few minutes down the street, it's a red hot neighborhood where it's bidding wars on everything. So it all depends on what they're looking to.
Right. Let's go ahead and check out our first clip, man. I guess the other, I was trying to wait till some panel members come in, but let's go ahead and get it started, man. Let's go ahead and get it started. You know what I mean? We're gonna do some of these reactions. All right, can y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
Become homeowners. Yahoo Finance is saying that the Feds are going to cut rates at least 6 times in 2024. As a lender, I want to see rates come down as well, but not like this. Look at what happened already. We're not even cutting interest rates. They said that we might pause. Rates went from 8.5% close to 7%. What do you think is going to happen when they cut rates? Lower mortgage rates are just going to drive up home prices. Middle-class Americans' income is not growing as fast. They won't qualify to buy. You're probably thinking, well, people can't afford it, prices will come down. No, with cheap money, mom and pop investors and hedge funds can buy these homes in cash, and then they turn them into rentals. And guess who they're going to rent them out to? The middle class and the lower class. That's why I'm saying the middle class won't be homeowners if they cut rates this fast. The only good news is if you buy your home after 2022, you're going to be able to refinance and drop your payment. But for those of you who qualify right now and you don't want to compete against these mom and pop investors and these hedge funds, here is the nationwide average interest rates. Remember, these rates are just a ballpark. Give your lender a call so you can get an accurate quote. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think these 6 rate cuts in 2024 is a good idea? I say no. It's going to squeeze out the middle class to become homeowners. Let me know down below. This is a horrible idea.
All right, so what say you, panel? I'll go ahead and open it up. We're get it going. What say you? He says the horrible idea. That the Fed's gonna do 6 cuts next year, and they think he's gonna cut. He thinks they're gonna cut it too quickly, and when they cut it quickly like that, what's gonna happen is, bam, the floodgate gonna open.
Yep.
And then people that in the middle gonna get squeezed out.
Yep.
So what do y'all think? Go ahead and open it up. Go ahead, chime in.
I mean, it's one thing to open the floodgates when we got houses to sell, but we still are like about 3.5 months worth of inventory, which is way lower than where we need to be. Right. So, just like he was saying, it's the only thing that's going to happen is going to drive the price up because everybody's competing against everybody. So you got to outdo the other person. So you got to offer more. So the money that you thought you were saving, you about to spend it on the price of the house, and then wait. And in turn, you're paying way over market value. So it's going to take a while for the market to catch up to what you pay for that house. So you're going to be upside down for a while.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree. Patrick, what you say on that? Can you hear me? I'll let Barry
Yeah, I'm
go.
not sure where he got that 6.
I think
Yeah, I
he
think 6. I don't think they would raise it 6 times in a year. I don't.
cut it. They're talking about cut it.
I mean, cut it. I mean, I don't see that happening. But they do need to. Now he was CJ was talking about like inventory, but when those rates cut, you're going to see more homes come on the market. I think
Yeah,
you'll
but can it keep up?
start see more homes come on the market because those homeowners know that hey, somebody they can buy now, or they're going to want to buy.
That's the thing too, Barry. I think the people that want to sell want to wait for the rates to drop so they can go out and buy something after they sell. But they're just gonna be right in the mix with everybody else.
Oh yeah,
They'll have a little more to put down
Mhm.
than your average first time home buyer, but it's the competition's gonna be thick.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to get as bad as it did a couple of years ago. 20 offers, and people putting offers in haven't even looked at the home. I don't think it's that was good. That's when it was in the twos. I mean, they're not going to drop. They're not going to cut it that much.
Right,
Correct.
right. I don't think that the Federal Reserve is going to cut them that fast. This Friday, Powell, he was saying that, hey, it may be time to stop raising, but he's definitely not looking to start cutting rates anytime soon. Anytime soon. So it's hard for me to believe 6 rate cuts in 2024. It was just that hard, right? So just like, they still feel like they have more work to do to bring inflation down to that ideal 2% where they want it to be. Right. So I don't see those rate cuts coming that fast. Like what this guy's saying, but he's making good points though. There's always going to be a reason not to buy, not to invest in yourself. Right. Cheap money, expensive money with interest rates. Right. You got to do what you got to do to make things happen for you and your family.
Great. Also, I wanted to say fair use on the actual videos that we reacted to. Fair use, as because we could comment and critique these videos as well, so we don't get taken down on any other channels. Also, people that's on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. Well, not Instagram, but Facebook. Go ahead, slide y'all comments in and we will react to them live. So questions, comments, concerns. Go ahead and hit our comment box, and we'll read them live, man. So go ahead and.
Yeah, Bobby Bryant just said on my Facebook, and he's a broker too. He said we're not going below 6%. Period. I don't believe it, but he agrees with what I said with my perspective.
Right. I mean, I think Ming, what's a mortgage? I think he is off. I think I could get you probably under 6s now. It just depends on, they dropped down some. I did somebody at 6.99 before the cuts. I mean, before they went back. This was about 3 weeks ago. So I probably could tickle the low 6s right now, if not the 5s. This depends.
And you see these builders marketing 4.99, like they're buying them down.
Right. And that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen with in the next year a lot. I think in order to stimulate first-time home buyers, I think builders gonna win. Mm-hmm. And like you said, you're gonna be upside down because they're gonna pass all the that they're not gonna just be nice guys and buy your rate down. They're passing that on in the actual price.
They ain't needing that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pay.
So how does that work? So what they just you end up paying it up front through your loan, pretty much?
No, they
get their money up front through your loan.
Yeah, it's the old retail trick. Most of the actual builders own the actual lenders as well, so they're working in conjunction with one another. So, hey, I'll cut you here, I'll buy down your rate, but actually I'll just go ahead and put this package. I'll inflate this package, so you're paying for it.
Yeah, you paying for it. You just gonna be paying for it over time.
Over 30 years.
Paying for it up front.
Right.
Triple and quadruple.
And it's
right.
So through your financing.
But I mean, as far as like a new, I mean, he talking about the middle class getting cut out. If you're middle class and you trying to get into a home, that might be the best situation for you.
Well, you gonna pay,
you're gonna pay, but you need to get in that home. And I mean, and one thing we say you can always refinance too now.
Right.
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 You know,
Yeah. I mean,
so there are options.
But it's more than just about the rate. It's like when you get to that, when they just gouge you on the price. Even if you have a small rate, you're still paying more for the home than it's going to be worth for a while.
Like with the fees and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the issue. Like, you know, even if you're able to get in it, you're paying more for it.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's with anything, you know, in the world right now. Everything costs a little bit more than it used to, right?
But I think that's even. I mean, think about cars. I mean, new car gonna cost you way more than a used one.
Right.
Yep.
You know?
Then if you think about from a new construction standpoint, depends though, because if somebody's locking the house down and it's like brand new, just starting the first phase in a community, that they'll grow equity a lot faster. Because by the time they finish that build out for the last phase, those last homes, they're probably like $100,000 more than what they were.
Yeah.
Right.
So you if they're like 50% less than 50% build out, I think that your value is gonna go up.
Right. So that's the strategy that folks can take. Look at those newer neighborhoods that are being built and try to get in early.
Yeah, don't do a closeout.
Some inherent value once they finish the master plan.
Well, that's the thing.
You might have been by the model.
By the model. Yeah.
That's the thing is most don't have a strategy when doing this, you know. And I've always said the best move further out will be the best strategy as it watch it build around it as it develops. I've always said that, you know, and, you know, go to Brookshire, go to Fulshire, go further out, you know, what you might, you know, save in gas now, you know, I mean, well, you spending the gas now, you're going to save in the house later. You know, that's the strategy.
Right. Makes
sense.
It's
like that's just the strategy, you know, especially if you lower or middle class income. If you're not filthy rich, then you gotta take the strategy, you know, unless you're just gonna get gouged. You know, it's just like same thing with cars. Like you just mentioned cars. Like, no way. I found out like these Lamborghinis, these high-end luxury cars, regular people can't get those. You gotta have a strategy. You gotta know somebody, you know. All you gonna pay over sticker, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over sticker. That's the game. Or you could be on the wait list for a few years.
Right.
Yep.
You know, and that's the strategy. I mean, that's, you know, you gotta kind of know somebody. You gotta, you know, and it's just like you can't just hop into a G-Wagon.
Okay, in 1995 when it
you can get a 2020 G-Wagon, but and just the lease that's gone, like, you know, because it's a tax write-off.
Pay $800.
You know another thing, B. You know another thing. You talk about like being the first out in the area, or getting in early. A lot of people don't do it because it ain't sexy either. It might be muddy for a while. It might be a little dirty, dusty, loud for a little bit.
And all of that.
They're gonna lose some tires with them all in the nails and stuff. They don't want to do all that.
Well, the disadvantages of not being around where it's developed is that you have to travel a little further for stores. You know, you have to, you know, you might not be in the GPS. You know, so people can. It's harder to find you and stuff like that. But it's not, you know, it's not that much inconvenience. I didn't lose any tires or anything like that when I was one of the first in my subdivision. You know, and they built it up, and now, like I said, my property value damn near doubled. You know what I mean? So, but it took about 10 years. It's been like 9, but it's damn near double in 10. But that's the American quote unquote dream. We'll talk more about that later on. But, you know, is that you could buy this, and for your retirement, it keeps building and building and building. And I'll let Patrick talk on that, and to where you're almost done paying out, and that investment quadrupled 5 times or 10x even in some situations. That then you could take that and liquidate that, and that's your retirement, or even have that pass that on to your heirs.
Right.
That's the strategy, you know, for the common person, because you need somewhere to live. So where you live is your investment.
Yep.
You know, you're never going to be worth zero unless you built it on a nuclear waste dump or something like that. You know, let's go ahead and get into the next clip here. You know, so hold on one second. Let me get into this. Now, this is more for our investors and you know, on this side. Let's talk about this. Y'all see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Made you flip versus want to rent cash flow. So you can get cash strapped in real estate, especially if you're starting out young. You don't have a big cash reserve. By the time you put 2 or 3 down payments on stuff, and then you have these homes where let's say that the net cash flow is $400 or $500 a month. You have one roof issue. You got to replace a roof. If for some reason, if it's not covered by insurance or something, that's going to wipe out all your profit for the whole year. So you do that 2 or 3 times, or you have a house where a tenant vandalizes it, or a tenant squats on the property and doesn't pay the rent. You got to pay those mortgage payments for 3 or 4 months. You can actually go cash flow negative and be in a bad position. However, if you flip a few houses first, you have 100,000, 150,000 in the bank, then you have reserves to float you through those bad times. What made you?
I think that's a solid strategy. I'll let the financial advisor get a crack at that one first. You know, what you think of that
he made a very good point, right? Personal Finance 101 teaches us you should have 3 to 6 months of your expenses and cash savings anyway, right? That's if you're not doing anything. But if you're out there, you know, in real estate, flipping properties or buying and holding, you have to have what I call a war chest, right, for when those things happen that he talked about, right? Because those are very, very real things that people deal with while they're doing that work. Cash flow is king. So as long as you're cash flowing, right, you get more income than what's going out. You're going to always be okay 100% of the time. But you definitely need that nest egg or that money under the mattress for when things change or for when you have that curveball. So I think he's right on in his approach, right? It's really smart, right? Because you always got to protect yourself too. So that's risk management built in his strategy as well.
Gotcha.
I would say too that, like, think about COVID happened, everybody had to quarantine. If for the people that weren't able to work remote and just had to stop working, like, how you gonna survive?
Right.
Like, if you don't have something set to the side and savings for that rainy day fund and all that, you got to have that stuff just in case, because you never know.
Right. Barry, what you?
I mean, as far as investing, I've always liked the flipping part more than like renting out. A lot of people say that, you know, it's good because it's bringing in money every month. But like you said, when COVID hit, didn't they stop the rent payments for a month or something? Well, not a month, but
that was like
about a year, huh?
Right.
You know, and it's like, you know, the bank that's in California don't care about them shutting it down. They gonna want their money, you know.
Well, they had a moratorium on evictions for a while. And that was
that couldn't evict them,
nationwide. So people wasn't paying, like, you know.
And then, you know, and like you said, you know, a roof, plumbing, electrical, anything that happens to it, you got to take care of. Whereas if you're investing it, I mean, or if you flip it, they get, you know, you can get them a home warranty, you know, $400 or $500 is going to take care of it on their end, and you don't even have to worry about that.
Right.
Yep.
So
I know a lot of people do it too, because once you get to a certain status and a certain amount of income, they want to pay taxes on that either. So that's why they go from flipping to holding and renting out, because it's passive at that point.
Right. Well, you know, I've said this before on this podcast. I'll say it again. I always believe in having that having a nest egg flipping before you actually get into buying and holding, because just of that reason. Because
get that reserve.
You have that reserve, because the thing is like I said, I've seen people, you know, squat on houses. I've seen people you know, destroy a house, you know, and you got to have money even to kick them out. It costs, you know, all that costs, you know. So you want to have you don't want to be on your last leg. I've seen too many people, you know, don't forget I've been on the loan officer side all this time, that get into these properties investment and they think it's going to be all upside. And then they turn around, got to sell them for at a loss because they wind up can't afford. They can't afford it. You know, so I think flip, get a nice little nest egg, flip, then buy and hold.
And buy and hold, yeah.
Right.
You need
right.
that because even though Texas is a very landlord friendly state, you know, it's not like California or one of these other states. They can still be in your home 3-4 months not paying before you can get them out. You know,
Exactly. So you have to eat all those costs. Like you have to be prepared to eat all those costs. I prefer, and I'm gonna say this on air, you know, and this is because I've come to seeing that, you know, even if you say something, only 1% of people gonna actually do it anyway. I prefer when I get into that, I'm gonna buy houses cash, and then go ahead do FISBOs, you know, with them instead of and this is my financial advisor, so he'll tell me if that's a good idea or not. A lot of my brothers do the same thing. Instead of trying to finance a house where you still got that mortgage payment and you're only making the 400-500 liquid, you know, cash flow, I'm gonna go ahead and just buy that house straight up for 200,000, 250,000, and move-in ready. Then I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and you can't get finance? Okay. Here goes, give me 20% now. Give me 50,000 and I'll finance that thing myself for you for the next 30 years for $1,200 a month. You know, you miss a payment, then I'm gonna go ahead and take that thing.
Right.
But that, you know, but I'm
laughing, but it's definitely a market with it. I actually grew up with the guy, and that's what his dad did. And his dad was a millionaire, and he had houses all over town. And he would do what is it, for sale by owner or owner finance?
Yeah, for sale by owner.
That's what he did. So the majority of the folks, they were either immigrants or their credit wasn't good or something like that, and they needed a home for their family. And it's, you know, it's a I don't want to use the word niche, but there's a group of people who need that.
Right.
You know,
and a lot of times it's immigrants because they sit there and they compile their money, be families. They'll sit there and all of them work, compile their money, so they're cash rich, but they're unable to finance because of paperwork or whatever, and you know they might be DACA or whatever, because you know it depends on the administration if they allow DACA or not. You know, so they have their cash flow rich, but they don't have the necessary paperwork or the credit or the documentation to get it on the mainstream track. So that's your niche, and then most of the time those immigrants, they're going to pay for that house. They're going to be religious with that payment because all of them need a place to lay their head. So it's different than renter because they got way more skin in the game. A renter first month, last month, who cares? You know, they're in and out. But if you got that person that put that $50,000 down, that gives me that cash flow in case anything happens, and I still got that residual.
Yeah, y'all see that comment from Pam?
Yeah. Go ahead and read that comment from Pam.
Where is it at? And then scroll down now.
Yeah, I threw an answer on there.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, read it. Go ahead, read it.
See, I can't remember the exact name of it, but the owner can purchase insurance that will pay if the renter doesn't. And then Patrick said that it's called rent guarantee insurance. So good information if you're thinking about being a landlord.
Right. It's all about risk management, right? And that's what that guy was talking about in that clip. He uses those cash reserves to protect himself, right, for those buy and holds for if and when something happens.
Right. I think the discipline approach. Go ahead and buy that thing cash. You know, save it up, get other business, buy the thing cash, and then that way you got the best of both worlds. And Hyman, I'm gonna go ahead and read Hyman's. He said there's multifamily that allows best of both worlds. You can cash flow it. And still sell it once 100% occupied. Yeah, you can do that as well. But I think if you're gonna go house hack, that's a good strategy where you could live in one side and then go ahead and live rent free, and then that way you could save up other stuff and go ahead and buy that bigger house. So let's say, for example, I've got a couple right now. I got one that's closing hopefully this week. Guy moving from Miami. he was renting at first in the luxury of he found a duplex. You're gonna pay for one side, they open it up 5% now on 3.5% on FHA, 5% now on conventional. So you could live in one side, boom, and have it pay for itself. So his note's gonna be 21, and then he can rent the other side out for 14. So he can live basically for $600. $600-700, and that gives them a chance to stack up more and more money for other plays.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
And so, B, you rather throw $250 at a house instead of maybe getting a couple for $100?
Well, that's
financing.
I think it's all of the above. It's not one set thing, but I think I would rather have it paid out free and clear, and then do the FSBOs.
Yeah, you talking about owner finance?
Yeah, owner finance, for sale by owner. And the reason why I like to do that is for the actual reasons I just explained. Plus, people don't understand that you could do up to 9 of those a year without needing any license. So you could be your own bank. And so, basically, you have your real estate attorneys and all that stuff, draw up your docs, and you got cash flow, and you basically the bank. You became the bank. The bank of Brandon B. Dixon. But you gotta have
title companies will have those contracts too.
Yeah, so I think that's the best way, because the reason why is because I think if the opportunity presents itself, if you could get 2 or 3, but my ultimate goal is by the time I retire, I don't want to have any notes. I don't have any mortgages. I want to have strictly cash flow. Because what happens is, for those reasons, you got people. I think the world's getting crazier and crazier. So I think they're going to take care of that house if it's theirs. I don't want to have to worry about renters and stuff like that, even though you get a management company. But I think it's less and less headache. If I can get that cash flow, I got that stacked up to the side, and I got that residual. I got 10 of them things coming in every month. I got $20,000-$30,000 a month coming in. And I know it's damn near guaranteed instead of 1 year, I know it's guaranteed for the next 10, 15 years. You see? But you got to bite that bullet up front. That's my strategy. It's not popular, but I think it's better in the long run. That's just my opinion. What say you, financial advisor? Quickly. I know you say all
the first thing I think about is opportunity loss, right?
Right.
You just mentioned the rates. You said 3.5% or 5%, right? You can, if you got 250,000, you can get you 7 or 8, properties, and use whatever strategy on each one of them, instead of dropping 250 on one property, right? So I think about the opportunity loss. What other kind of growth could you get, with the difference if you would have kept the majority of that cash in your pocket?
Yeah, but that's high risk, high reward, though. I mean,
Right.
First of all, it's going to be 20% on investment properties. So you only got house hack 1. So it's going to be 20%. So that's going to be $250,000. That's going to be $50,000. So you can get probably 3 or 4, but you made the minimum down payment, and you at that $400-500 positive, and you're on pins and needles. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if I got a million in the bank,
you sleep better at night.
I sleep better at night knowing I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, it just depends. If it's in a nice neighborhood that I know is going to rent and I know is going to have solid, I'll go ahead, man, liquidate one. And that's what a lot of my brothers do as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell this one right here, take that cash flow, and I'm going to go ahead, boom, buy these out, and I'm going to let the cash flow eventually so I can start paying these out. But that's the whole strategy, is the whole pay them out and get real buyers in there. That way you could go ahead and now the only thing is not set up for your heirs once they pay those things out like a rental property is. So you're going to have a mixture of both. All right, I got some that's rent to rent. I got some that's FSBO. I got some multi-unit. I got some apartment complex. You want to have it all.
Right.
Hey, and then at the same time, the money that you're getting from the one that you own the financing, you could get that with Patrick. You could put that, buy some index or something with it,
right.
And it'll grow that way. And you pass it down.
Right.
And as you should have a nice little mix, just like Brandon was talking about.
Right. It's all about the mix, man. You gotta don't get caught up in just in one one spot.
Oh,
But
yeah. You sleeping if you ain't bought Bitcoin before now.
right. When, hey, I got rid of my Bitcoin. I was down, man. Let's go ahead and react to this last video.
41 racks.
Yeah, but they've been saying 100,000 for the last few years, man. And
Well, not the government involved. Now the government's involved, so I think they'll let it go up there now.
Well, I think I'm kind of out of crypto. I'm not doing crypto again. I will do gold. I will get into gold and silver. I think that's gonna be better than. I can't say now because if the government mandates, if they have this, cryptocurrency, then I have no choice but to get cryptocurrency at that point.
Right. It's already out there. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
don't they have an ETF for it, Patrick?
Yeah. The U.S. government has their own coin.
Yeah,
right?
the Freedom Coin. Huh?
No, it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's US something, US CC or something along those lines. But yeah, there's a coin. They tested it the previous year, and then it went live at the beginning of this year.
Gotcha. All right, so last video.
It's not going in.
Last video tonight, fair use. Don't forget, and go ahead, y'all like, subscribe, and I want some comments. So let's get some comments. I know this last video going to be kind of controversial, so let's go ahead get the comments in, and we'll go ahead and react to it from there. Boom. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and rock with this last one.
You're charging Negroes more than 20%?
I saw that recently as well.
There's no way anyone can get out from under that.
If your bank wasn't legally prohibited from lending the Negroes, you do the same.
Within reason.
6%, fellas, huh? Let's get this done. The city will approve any new Southland Trust development in East Compton once all the original owners have sold.
Not a given.
Tell me my fucking business. Chicago, Baltimore, Lansing,
Oakland, Seattle.
Now that was foresight. Move just one black family into a decent white neighborhood, and the other homeowners will throw money at you faster than you can count it.
Negroes aren't stupid. Given a choice, even they don't want to live among other Negroes.
Nothing more American than people willingly paying double for something they can't afford in the first place.
What happens once they realize they have been swindled?
Well, you could always ask Miss Koisser if you could borrow a sanitary napkin.
If they make their mortgage payments, we win. If they default, we win.
Oh, you pray they miss their nut, and then you put those houses right back on the market.
At another markup.
And by this time, it's an all-Negro neighborhood.
An entire population of Negroes who can't secure traditional mortgages.
Do you need an abacus?
Uncle, 6%.
Oh, there you go.
Wait.
All right, so I think I was telling when CJ when this show originally came out. I think this was but pre-pandemic, or this was during the pandemic. I watched this live, and I was like, man, they breaking down some knowledge on there, and it was about a family. It was Amazon. I forgot the name of it. I think it was got the name of the series, but it was about a black family in the 60s or in the 50s that moved to Compton, and it was the first black family to move to Compton. It was all white at that point, and that was the breakdown of the strategy on that they had. So they actually purposely took one black family, moved them in the neighborhood, so everybody lists, their house, and then they'll charge them a premium, the black family a premium price, of course, because they couldn't secure traditional financing. And then so everybody will list, bail out, so they'll just move black families in at a premium price, then hoping that they default. And then when they default, boom, they'll move, they'll take the house and keep on coming in. They'll purposely steer and redline these people in these particular areas, and the banks won. That's how they got filthy rich.
And still doing it. Wells Fargo just got caught not too long ago doing the same thing again.
Yeah, they get caught over and over. They pay a fine, and it's business as usual.
Keep on going. So I'll let y'all go and react. I'll open the panel up.
The fine is a couple $100 million. It's all we'll pay that.
Yeah, keep on rolling because they make it hand over fist money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all open it up. What's y'all thoughts, comments? What do you think? And then what's the solution? Since we got the financial advisor on it, how can we combat some of that stuff? It's systematically set up for you to not get the best deals. systematically there is and this is pre-legislation, and then they're still doing it after the predatory lending laws have been passed. There's still predatory lending. And so this is what blows my mind. This is why I got in the business. This is why I was passionate about the business, to make change. Like, all right, you need an advocate on your side that's going to fight for you in order to make sure you get the best deal. And it blows my mind that people are still not using the people that's really advocates for you. It's crazy, so and they willy-nilly about their money. And that's why we're still at the bottom. Because you trust anybody, you just going with the flow. You don't believe this is real.
Yep. And that's the problem. It's like, and you had him on the first video, Chris Senegal, shout out to him. He already started the buy back the block initiative, where he's actually taking and buying properties in like Fifth Ward and other areas and turning them around and revitalize them. It's like, why don't we just gentrify our own neighborhoods?
Right.
Instead of having people come in? Because if you look, especially in Houston, a lot of them aren't that far from downtown.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them didn't flood during Harvey. Mm-hmm. So it's prime real estate.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think it's going to take a collective. It's going to be more than one person, more than two. It's going to have to be a collective of us getting together and going in, like you say, buying that neighborhood and putting our businesses, our banks, this is not just let me buy one house and make some money on that. This is going to have to be a collective.
All right.
Right.
Yep.
What say you, Patrick? What you got for
this?
Yeah.
So when I saw that clip, it made me think of, back in the day, whenever that day was, right? At that time, to where this was shown, it looked like, those banks were the only place you could go to get funding to buy a house, right? So they pretty much had a monopoly on lending. And, it's 2023. That's not the case anymore, right? I don't have to walk into a bank and get a loan. I can get on my computer and compare rates with everybody, right? Or I can call my guy, I can call Brandon and see what rates does he have and compare, right? And so I think a lot of it has to do with going out and doing homework. And that's the real word. It's homework, right? If you want to take the easy route, you can go walk up to the bank, but you might get knocked over the head with those rates and some of those fees and costs that are built in. So with me, I don't think it's as hard on people and our people as it used to be, right? It's still institutional things set up to make life more difficult than it needs to be compared to others. But we have so many more resources in front of us now than we did back in the day. And so for me, that would be it, right? Get to know, like Barry said, it has to be a collective. Talk to folks in your community, see what they're doing, see where they're getting their funds or their loans from, right? And compare, right? And you don't have to get a loan from the bank, that you bank with. That interest rate on your savings account that they're giving you is probably not what it should be anyway. That's the first thing I tell people when I sit down. Hey, what's that rate on your account? Oh, no. You need to go, look elsewhere. Right. And it's the same thing when it comes to, to trying to get some money to purchase you a house or buy you some land. We have way more resources today, so go use them, right? Or go find them.
Let me ask you this. If I own Wendy's and I own Burger King, do you really have a choice if I own both of them?
Choice about what?
Where you gonna eat lunch at? If Burger King or Wendy's and I own both of them, do you really have a choice?
Yeah, I go to Whataburger.
No, but that's one of the choices. That's the choices. Wendy's or Burger
you mean the
Right. Well, I go.
How about I make my own lunch?
Yeah, I go to the butcher. I go to the butcher shop, right, and cut out some of those middlemen and some of that red tape, right, and find the best deal. Keep more money in my pocket and more money for my family. For the long run. As I said,
especially if they're not doing it right.
There are more places.
I'm saying that yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that there are more places to get money or get funding, than just the big banks. Other than big banks, regional banks treat people much better than the national banks do, right? Or the international banks do in regard to rates. I've just seen that over my experience in doing the work that I do. So there are a lot of different places that you can go to get funding.
Hey, let me clarify something real quick. When we was talking in the beginning, B had mentioned something. He said FSBO. That's the acronym FSBO for people that don't know. It's for sale by owner. So when the owner sells their own house without a realtor.
Right.
Yeah, I like Whataburger too, John. I'm with you.
Right. The point I'm setting y'all up to make is that we got to scratch beneath the surface as well. The realize that the whole setup with that scene as well was different banks.
All the banks. I'm
in
with you.
cahoots. Yeah, in cahoots with the game plan, and that's where they were negotiating 6%. Let me in at 6%. Let me in it. They were all in cahoots, and that's the whole thing about systematic. If we actually take and we're looking at these demographics, and we're only lending certain amount as a conglomerate, or we're only lending certain amount to this particular demographic. No matter who you go to, if they're all on board and all the cahoots, no matter. Right. Now, you got to get and most people. Let's be honest. They think they're savvy, but they don't work in this particular field, so they're not as savvy as you think they are.
Right.
So you need somebody, an advocate on your side, to actually know that. First of all, most of the people they make bad choices. The people that you choosing to do business with don't care. They're indifferent. It's transactional.
Right.
That's the first part of the mistake that we made. Secondly, if you do have somebody to advocate on your side, you got to have that person that has that variety. Where all right, this person, and I see this all the time. I had somebody yesterday, want to manufacture a house. They're gonna pay like 12-something%. I was like, why? Because that's what they're told to pay. They had an in-house financer. And most people don't do their due diligence. They happen to get the house. Let's be all the way up. Let's be all the way honest. So these things are still out there. It's still alive and kicking. It's still, anytime they pass legislation, they find loopholes.
Oh, they make the loopholes. They make the loopholes, so they don't have to find them.
So the point of what I'm saying is it's going to take a actual, a group effort, which I doubt is going to happen. But what we could do to protest is let's individually start making better choices. Mm-hmm. Start getting with Greenwood, start getting with people, Barry, start getting with Patrick, the people that's advocates on your side that's going to fight for you. The problem with our community is that, like I said, the average dollar stays in our community 6 hours, right? Everybody else is 31 days and there's weeks and stuff like that. So you need to start talking to people about what's their why. I was talking to somebody the other day that I actually told them, and he still went outside the community. I told him, this person I did business with, and he still went out and did business with somebody outside our community. I'm like, wow. So the sickness is there. It's a virus. So I'm like, man, I'll tell you, the people that you're trying to pursue, they don't give a damn about you. And their why is different than my why. So, he laughed and stuff like that, but he still chose, all right, let's see. Then and I go fight for you. We'll see how this goes. So you got to be, as individuals, how we can protest and start making choices, start empowering people that's in power, that's on your side, and start doing your research like that. You got to judge who's willing to help you.
Yeah.
And who, and not Trojan horses where, I'm willing to help you just to get this money. What is your why? Where are you investing your money? What is your interest outside of? Don't forget that during the social media age, we don't use consumerism and which we are the best at. We don't do it properly, because now as with social media age, you can see that person why. All right, what are you investing in? What do you believe in? Where are you spending your money? So I spend this money with you, and you go ahead and take it to stuff that's outside of my interests. Why would I do that? I'm working. That's counterproductive. I'm working against myself.
Right.
And we do this all the time. They ice cold ice. Same ice. You know what I mean? So that's my point. Is like until we start making individual choices to actually win the ball game, we're not gonna be in the ball game. We're gonna get blown out. We're gonna pay top dollar for stuff. We're gonna constantly be chasing our tail. So we gotta, if not as a collective, as individuals, I'll start making choices individually. Start making smart choices individually.
Right. That's where it's going to start. Right.
Yeah, stop waiting for everybody to jump on board. There's gonna be all right. We all got it together now. We all came to consensus. We're gonna start getting down with each other. That's not gonna happen.
Nah.
National Get Down Day.
National Get Down Day.
You know what I'm saying? That's never gonna happen. Like, man, we all came. We had a meeting, and we all gonna start messing with each other now. You know, when it came to, we had a council. It goes, that's not gonna happen. So
we need Keith Lee to do a video at everybody's establishment and go and get a thumbs up.
Right. So we got to start making really conscious decisions in order if you want to win, because every decision that you make, especially when it involves this type of money, is impacting not only you and your family, but it impacts the community in the long run, and it affects the future. So what do you want to see your community, 10 years from now, 15 years from now? So it's just not when you're making this type of purchase where you're gonna live and who you spending your money with. It's important, and who you keeping your money with, who you have in charge of your money. This is important because we play games with this thing, and other teams have took this thing and ran up the scoreboard on us. Patrick, am I lying? Stop me when I'm lying. Let me know where I'm from.
No, you're not lying. You see, I'm over here shaking my head. I'm second a lot of what you have going on. So yeah, I'm
yeah. So they running up the scoreboard, man. It's just it's strategy,
Right.
and not just living for the moment. It's strategy on long term, man. And you can't do that without the proper people in your corner.
Yeah.
So
one thing I think as a community we have a mindset.
Right.
You talking about how everything affects not only what you do but the community, but most people are like, hey, how is this going to help me, or what am I getting out of it, other than what are we getting out of this? Is this uplifting us?
Well, it helps you because if you make better decisions, then the stuff that you see that's embarrassing, that could become a thing of the past. The stuff that you see that makes it hard on you because you don't necessarily have to have any responsibility as far as what's going on, but when people see you through a certain lens, it affects you. So this is something that we can't hide. Right. I could go and say I'm 49er fan or a Saints fan. I could switch up, but I can't switch this up. So people that look like me, even though that I might not share in their behavior, people all see it through all the same lens. So that's what we're stuck with. And so it's the actual it's the image that you're protecting, and you need to overhaul. PR is a real thing. They actually, public relations is a real thing. So it hurts everyone when things that we looked at as I can get over, and this is easy. This is easy work right here.
Right.
So
I just put together the pieces on something right quick.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about earlier about gentrification and people moving into these communities and moving the people out that were there for the longest. There's also legislation they're trying to push. Y'all seen this where they're trying to push school choice?
Mm-hmm.
So, because the issues that they have with HISD and everything. So
they've been trying, vouchers. They've been trying to go to vouchers.
So they'll allow people to pull their kids out of public school and put them in private school.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, all these people are coming in from the suburbs back into the inner city, like pulling them from like a Katy high school and bring them into a HISD high school where they're struggling. That's going to help them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes it even more attractive for people to be able to maneuver and come back in these areas that have been traditionally one way and taking advantage of these opportunities, but we're not doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So the last thing I read about it was that they voted those down. Did they bring them back up?
They voted them down, but yeah, they're going to bring it back up. I think that this isn't the first time either.
Right. I mean, but I think we just got to take this thing serious, man. I think, especially now we're Gen X and millennials, we're leaders now. So, and I think we just got to be led instead of looking at, it can't be celebrities that lead, it got to be normal people like us, as business people that like us should be the leaders, and local politicians, everything's on a local level. So, and, I believe in leading by example. So we got to lead by example and lead by, the choices that you make and, what you do, let's show improve. And then hopefully people will follow from there. That's all you can hope for, So I don't think there's going to be a national get together day. I don't, so if everybody that's waiting for that to happen, you're gonna be sadly mistaken. We're not going to announce nationally that we all messing with each other now.
Well, it'll show up in the numbers though.
Right. So,
it'll show up.
So we're gonna have to, make a choice. Y'all gotta make a choice what y'all want to do. Especially this is very, 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 very important as far as wealth. One of the biggest the backbone of the economy is real estate. Period. A lot of people say oil and gas and all that. Nah, if people didn't have a place to live, and accumulate wealth, like I said earlier in the program, drew the equity in that house, I think America would be a different place, right? So I think it's not just a place to live. It's financial freedom, is the wealth of your family and the wealth of your last name. We need to approach it as such. You know what I mean? So with that being said,
even with oil and gas, you gotta own the land to benefit.
Right, subsurface rights and all that stuff. Yeah. So any other? I see we had a couple of comments or something. We had anything else for the chat?
Brian Payton said, Winfield, Louisiana, in the mix, looking for investment opportunities. So,
right. So
we
got all the above.
Yeah, if anybody's in Louisiana, get with Brian.
Well, I'm licensed in Louisiana. If you're talking about real estate investments, if you're talking about other investments, Patrick, are you licensed in Louisiana as well, or is this Texas?
Yeah, I'm federally covered, so I'm nationwide.
Yeah, so Brian, if you're looking to invest, like you get your financial portfolio together, where you're just trying to get a diverse portfolio, Patrick's the one to holler at. And if you're trying to do real estate, you could holler at either one of us on the panel, or if you're trying to get loans for investment property, that's my expertise. So, so you can holler at me. So investment opportunities here, you got the right ones, but you got to let the world know. I need. And speaking of which, let's go ahead. People that's like the show and go ahead and spread the show out. Go ahead and send it to a friend. I need people to share. I need more people to comment, and I need more people to subscribe to the channels, man. That's what we need. If y'all like us, y'all need to help us grow. Also, we need some moderators. So people that don't necessarily want to be on the show, DM me or email me or hit my calendar and book me for a session. But we need some moderators that, as we grow the show, we're willing to break bread. We can't afford you right now, but it'd be voluntary right now. But we need moderators that
we free right now.
Yeah, free right now. As we grow the channel, I have no problem with breaking bread.
I got a comment on my Facebook. Katara said this was informative. She'll definitely tune in again.
Yeah, please, because we think about it. Look around. How many conglomerate? We got individuals, but I'm trying to. I just posted something on my Instagram earlier. Like, man, it says poor people compete. It said the rich are collaborating. So we need to start having a rich spirit and start collaborating with one another. And how many you got individual stars, but how many people are collaborating with one another? So we have a collaborative effort. We're coming through. this is all voluntary. We volunteer a week, every hour of our time, hour and a half to go ahead and, you know, give y'all the game, and hopefully, you know, extend the olive branch so we can help y'all. So, and really real advocates, not just, you know, people that's just trying to make a quick buck, and that's what the industry is flooded with. You know, that's not why I got it. I had money before I got in the game. So it ain't about the money. It's about the who can I influence? Who can I help? How can I make this place 1 degree better than when I got it? So that's the game plan. So with that being said, man, anything else y'all want to add before we get out of here? We right on time, right at 9 o'clock, man. We running the tight shit, man. So man, we gonna see y'all next week, man.
All right.
Peace.